Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you with another episode, Coffee with Coach, on this awesome Wednesday morning. Hope you're up, doing well, got your mind in the right place. But if not, let's help you put it in the right place here. So, again, going through my normal routine, still in the 10X book, listening to it during my daily walks and then runs. And today, something that caught my attention was being unreasonable. Now, in this book, Being Unreasonable, it's more of like for business, because like I said, this is more of like a business type book, but it has a lot of stuff that I've been sharing that can just relate to just, day-to-day life, activities, stuff like that, mindset. And so being unreasonable, he's talking about his clients and sales and that kind of stuff, which I totally get because, I have a business and stuff like that. But when I'm thinking about this stuff on another level, far as like what he's relating it to is trying to be successful in his business and making things happen, I kind of put it more in perspective far as like being unreasonable with my health and success. Like regardless of how I feel, you guys hear me talk about, if you've been following me enough, about how my feelings don't matter. My emotions don't matter. How I get up and what I feel like today. Some days I feel good. Some days I don't. And but none of that matters. If I don't, I still have things I got to do. The runs still have to get run. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I run. I do 3 miles. Tuesday, Thursday, I hit the weights. And on those same days, I'm also training jiu-jitsu as well. I drink a certain amount of water. It's about 1.5 gallons of water every day. I take the same vitamins every day. I take the same green powders and beet powders and the same vitamin C. I take the same amount of vitamin D. All these things I'm unreasonable with. Like, it doesn't matter. I just take it. I go on vacation, not a vacation, but I go out of town. Wherever I go, I got this stuff with me. Like I'm unreasonable when it comes to my health and taking care of and making sure I'm putting the right things in my body and making sure I'm putting the right things, obviously with these episodes every day, putting the right things in my mind as well. And then making sure that I'm physically fit on top of that, and on top of all that, trying to make sure I'm mentally fit, physically fit, making sure the inside is making sure I'm taking the right nutrients every day, making sure I'm pushing people in the right direction, all my students, kids, teens, adults, making sure everyone's their grades. I think you guys heard me talking about the other day, put a message out to all the parents, to all the kids. If you don't have good grades, your grades aren't on point, then you can't train jiu-jitsu. You can train it, but you won't be able to do the live rounds. I'm pushing harder and harder in my classes every day to all my students. And for those of you that are my students that are watching, you guys know, like these last couple of weeks I've been pretty, coming down on everyone pretty tough on what I expect on the mat, far as mindset, far as training goes, far as everything goes. So I'm pretty unreasonable when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And it offends a lot of people. And I'm okay with that because I'm trying to get somewhere with this stuff. I'm trying to make sure that my health is 100. I'm making sure that, my business is 100. I'm making sure that my students that come in and train under me and my name are 100, right? Like making sure that everything and everything around me is 100, and I'm looking out the window here, to my car being clean, washed inside out, to my yard being green and making sure everything is trimmed up, looking nice, to the backyard, making sure everything is the way it should be. No dishes in the sink, like just everything around me I'm unreasonable with. And when you live like that, it just makes it really, really hard to just be lazy. It makes it really hard to allow lazy stuff in, lazy people in, lazy mindsets in. Just all that stuff is just deflected really easy and is not penetrated into my world because I'm so unreasonable with all of this stuff. And I get it all the time. Like, man, you go too hard with this stuff. And there is no too hard with your health. It's your health. It's my health. My health is everything to me. Without me being where my health should be, I can't give everything to my family, to my friends, and then to my business and to my students. Okay. If my mind isn't where it should be, mentally fit in the right place, in the right, atmosphere, it's really hard for me to make sure everything else is around me is okay, and the people that need me. I get messages all the time. Hey, coach, can you help me with that? Hey, coach, can you help me with this? Hey, coach, my kid is acting up at home. Can you help me with this? Hey, coach, my kid is having trouble. The grades aren't where they should be. Can you help me with this? And the list goes on and on and on. So, and it's a lot of stuff, that comes down on my shoulders every day, but I accept all that. I accept the position. And I want to do that. But how do I do that? How do I manage all that stuff? I'm unreasonable with my health and my success, man. Like I have to be winning at everything. Now, again, you hear me talk about all the time, I take L's, man. I lose in certain areas just like everyone else. It's just part of life. Like I'm going to lose at some point or another. But because I'm making sure that I'm unreasonable with all this other stuff around me and the way I do things, I don't take L's like most people do. I don't take L's maybe like I used to, because I have all these things around me in place the way they should be, So with this being the last couple months of the year, this is where the time everyone starts to drift off, not everyone, but a lot of people do. I'm starting to see it already. Some people, skipping classes, not showing up 6 a.m. classes, showing to 10:30, showing to 7 p.m. classes, parents not bringing their kids to class, your feelings getting away, your emotions getting away. Just pick a reason, pick an excuse, okay? And it will deter you from everything that you're trying to accomplish. Again, just coming down to the wire here with the last few months of 2020, the mindset should be trying to win going into 2021 to where we're taking off right out the gate. Like soon as January 1st hits, man, we're doing good. We're already in the right place. Mentally, we're in the right place. Physically, we're in the right place with everything else. And you just don't want to be that individual that's trying to make a New Year's resolution and start from fresh, from nothing or behind on January 1st, So if you're unreasonable with all of this stuff, again, your health, your physical health, your mental health, what you're eating and drinking day in and day out, what you're reading, what you're listening to, who's around you, who's in your circle, of people that you go to, when things get tough, all makes a difference. And if you are reasonable with any of that stuff, if you reason with any of that stuff and you let, certain things in, you start lacking on your diet, lacking on the workouts, lacking on your mental health, lacking on, all these other areas, it just becomes easy to penetrate. And then you have all these things coming your way that after a while, it starts to really become hard to deflect, and it starts to weigh down on you and eventually will beat you, So you have to be unreasonable with just about everything that you do if you really want to win. And that's just the mindset that we have. That's the mindset that I have, that I push on my students. My goal is to make my students win. And I'm not even talking about tournaments, okay? I'm talking about just winning at life, period. Winning on the mat every round. Everything matters, and that's just what you guys get when you come and train with me or when you come around me. These are the things that you want to hear. A lot of people don't come around me because they don't want to hear that stuff, because that's not what they're into. But if you want to win, then you definitely need to come into our world and our atmosphere so that we can help put this mindset where it needs to be. So whatever those goals are, whatever those things you're trying to do, be unreasonable, especially with your health, especially with the time that we live in. Again, mask and stuff help, whatever, man, but nothing can help you more than making sure you are physically fit and taking the right nutrients every day, exercising, and making sure you're mentally fit and exercising your mental game as well every single day. Without those two things working together, you're going to have trouble, and you always will have trouble, And if you're having trouble now, take a look at it. Are you working out? Are you eating properly? Are you hydrating well? You taking the right vitamins? Are you listening and reading to the right things? If you're watching this, then obviously you're kind of in the right area. But, what other things are you lacking in? And then be unreasonable with that. Don't let stuff in anymore, because obviously if you're not in the right place where you want to be, then you can see where letting all that stuff in, lack of, healthy diet, lack of working out, lack of doing whatever, making excuses, not showing up where you're supposed to show up, where that's gotten you so far. So all you got to do is just cut that out, man. It's an easy fix. You just start doing it today and things will start looking up. Going into 2021, you should come right out the gate hot and winning. All right. So hope that helps. You guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll catch you on the next one.